Welcome to the Academy of the Magical Art. This is Iana Rain, and I'm here to talk to you about etheric and energetic chords. So in the first video, I basically went over what chords were and how they worked. And in this video, I would like to share how to recognize if it is a good connection or a not so good connection, and different ways of keeping up a good connection, and how to take care of bad connections if that's necessary. So one of the things that I want to talk about is how to recognize if a connection is not in good shape. Say maybe there was a breakup, or say that you just don't have a great relationship with somebody, or you ran into somebody and it had a bad feeling and it keeps coming up and it keeps coming up. Here are some of the ways to recognize if there's something to be taken care of with that. And if you have a chord that is needing some energetic release, you may feel a little depressed, you could feel drained of energy. Say maybe it's a relationship ending and you can't quite get over it, something's pulling you back and back and back. Feeling like the weight of the world's on your shoulders. Maybe it's, not being able to get over a loss of a loved one, pet, family member, kind of feeling stuck, or maybe kind of stagnant or in a rut. Feeling of random anger sometimes can be an effect of a bad chord connection, because it is just flowing back and forth, give and take. So you may not necessarily be in control of what it is that is coming into you, or how you're feeling when somebody is taking what they shouldn't be from you. So one of the things that you will know if you have a good chord connection is if you feel positive or inspired by that person, animal, place, or thing. If it's something that really feeds your soul and really inspires you to be more of who you feel that you are. Those are good connections, and how you improve on those connections or keep them safe or protect them is to really focus on what that connection is, where that connection is to you and that other person, and focus on your higher self solidifying that. You can give it a color, you can actually push energy into it. There's also ways that you can put grids out. And a lot of these chords are connected in your central areas. I know I discussed that in the first video as well. And what you want to do is just really focus on how solid and strong those chords are. And you put the energy that you would like to have in those chords. So that would be what would be going back and forth. Now, with chords that you don't have the best connection with, those can be taken care of in a different way. And when you want to talk about chords in general, if you have a chord that's connected that is, maybe just in passing by somebody, those don't usually affect you as deep as chords that you have a bond formed between another person, object, or event. So when dealing with unhealthy chords, it's something that's usually developed over time, or something that's triggered from your past, or even something that's in your karmic makeup, something that is there from a past life that is triggered by another person. You really want to make sure that when you notice that this is happening, that you can take care of it. One of the ways that you can take care of it is to remove the cord. Now, a lot of people will do cord cutting. There is a good way and a hard way, I guess you would want to say. Not necessarily a wrong way, but a way to cut the cord and to remove a cord. If it's easier on the person, it's usually better. So when you're removing that cord, some people like to tear them, some people like to cut them, and some people like to just gently release the energy. Now, those different ways are very efficient. So when you're talking about actually cutting a cord, you do just that. You actually visualize the cord, the attachment to the cord, and you can symbolize cut it, or you can actually cut something that is just like that cord. A lot of people will use string, cord, rope, any kind of thing that would resemble a cord or ribbon, and you can ceremonial cut that. That is a very common way, and it's done in a lot of rituals. When you are removing the cord and pulling it, or having it done in a ritual like soul retrieval, the cord is actually pulled out like a plug from an outlet. Now, this is a very abrupt way to disconnect a cord. Sometimes it's needed though. If there is a safety issue and the draining has become so bad on the other person that there is health issues or physical issues of endangerment, you would want to pull that cord immediately. When you do that, it is kind of shocking to the system, and the cord will leave an impression, and you're going to have to go ahead and do some energetic work on that. The other way to do a cord is to slowly release it. And when you're releasing the cord, in that way, you just focus on your higher self and envision that cord slowly breaking away. Give it the intention of it served its purpose. It does no longer serve a purpose, and you have learned and gained the lesson that you have from that cord, and you slowly drop and release the cord. And when you do that, you pay attention to where that cord was energetically attached, and you go ahead and start healing that immediately. Your higher self will recognize that as soon as it happens. Some of the things that you will recognize after a cord cutting, and this is pretty common for most people, and it is different, and it's different emotions, and it depends on what kind of cord you needed to cut. But you can feel emotional shifts because your body and your emotions are trying to regulate again. You may feel more balanced. You may feel temporarily tired or even weepy. Sometimes you may not even know where that's coming from. Eventually, you will feel happier. You're going to feel more in control and more balanced. You will have more energy as well. When you're thinking about this, you won't have that drain on you anymore. You know, emotionally, you're going to feel more free. You're going to feel lighter. You're not going to feel like you're carrying somebody else's burden. So when you're thinking about all of this, you might really consider, instead of people thinking that, oh, how come you let that person have all that power over you? It may not be that. It may just be as simple as a uncomfortable and unwanted cord connection. When you're talking about that, we have to keep in mind that we ourselves are not draining on others as well. I know that I'm really paying attention now that I'm seeing the difference in how the different cords are, where my energy is going, and not to throw it around randomly. And I do know that there are certain energies that do trigger certain things in me. That's not necessarily their fault. So I've paid really close attention to where my cords are connected and how I am processing the energy. And this has helped me tremendously in growth spiritually and in understanding myself in a lot of ways and things that I need to work on, and looking back at maybe some of the karmic things that I need to learn from past lives and things that I want to teach and carry on in this life and also learn. If there's anything that I would really like for you guys to take from this, is that we have a lot more control over our energetic bodies than I think that we believe. And with that being said, I think if we all pay attention to how energy affects us and how we affect others, we would be able to be a lot more whole feeling, and we would be a lot more in control of where we expel our energies. And I think that overall, that would be a very enlightening moment for all of us. I hope that this helps you. I know that being able to grow and understand is something that we are all striving for right now. With protecting yourself and your healthy cords, you're going to want to include your cords and your cord connection in any kind of protection that you do. It's very simple to do. You just envision it and you spread that protection to all of the cords that you want to keep healthy, and you just make sure that you reach out and are sending love through those cords, whatever they may be, and you should not have any problems with protecting them. I hope that this was helpful, and if you have any questions, please let us know. I know that there will be an actual video coming up on cord cutting and how to go through that ritual and perform that and the different ways to do that. I hope that this finds you all well. I am very honored to be able to do this for you, and I thank all of you for actually learning and studying and growing with me. It is a true blessing and an honor, and it is one that I am so grateful for. And with that being said, I send you love, and the cords that are connecting to us is all in support and love and full of light. If there's anything you need, let us know, and namaste and blessed be.